This time on Roadkill, Dave Chappelle, 3 transmissions in 1 Trans Am.
It's so bad. This car is junk.
We're having a blast. What are you talking about
I
right
mean,
now?
it's so fun.
Hey, look, it's a Roadkill episode with Motor Trend's universal guest host, dirthead Dave Chappelle.
I'm back.
Man, look at him. It's going to be great.
Feels like I never left.
So my normal guy, you know, is Mike Finnegan, but he actually fragged himself. He broke his clutch leg.
Yeah.
And not with one of his patented granny shifts, actually. It was snowboarding.
I was scrolling Instagram and I was like, Finnegan's snowboarding? I'm so jealous.
And then the phone rings.
The phone rings and Freiburger's like, hey, can you go to Tennessee tomorrow? Because we got a problem. So I feel bad that he's not here.
But the aura of Finnegan will hang over the entire episode, or
Yeah.
at least this part of the episode, because yes, he did select for us a road trip in a 1978 Bandit-ish Trans Am. And so we're in Ashland City?
Yeah, Ashland City, Tennessee. It's beautiful here. This dude has a whole herd of these Trans Ams. And apparently we're buying this one. This thing should be good. This is my birth year car. I should be like super invested in this, but it's kind of a turd.
But you're not? No?
It's cool looking. We like totally scoured this car already. And look at this. It is falling apart.
It is.
It's a rusty pile, but it's got cool paint on the upper like 7/8 of it, which is neat.
It's an automatic. It's not a WS6. It's got the low horsepower Pontiac 400. It could have had a Oldsmobile 403 in it. And it's really, really rusty, and it's been sitting for 2 decades.
Yeah, this thing sat at the bottom of the ocean.
The cool and exciting part of the episode, and this was come up with by like guys on our production team. They're like, the Amelia Island Concourse is happening in Florida, and it's happening concurrent with Radwood, which is the car show for 80s type stuff. And I've heard of those events forever and never been to one. And so our goal is to drive from here in Ashland City, Tennessee, all the way down to Florida and Amelia Island for the car show.
Yeah, in this pile.
This fine piece of equipment. Should we find out if it runs?
Yeah.
Wow, okay, this is new levels.
I've never seen a rusted through air
All the
cleaner.
way through the air cleaner. I can actually see through it.
Oh my gosh.
That's not good, especially because the quadrajet is also rusty.
Yeah.
That does not make me happy. That means water down there, which means water in the cylinders. Dude, the linkage is frozen solid.
Yeah.
Dude, this quadrajet
I'm
is
curious.
rusted absolutely shut. I've seen that at the junkyard. I've never seen it on a vehicle that I thought I was gonna be driving the same day. Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
This thing's locked up. Here's why I'm hemming and hawing and mumbling about all this. The quadrajet has obviously had water in it and is rusted up solid. The linkage won't move. And that means that water got down in the carburetor.
Yeah.
Which means water's in the cylinders, which means this thing's probably junk beyond the point of being able to even run and drive at roadkill standards. That's my concern.
Well, we won't know until we crank it over, right?
No, I'm just borrowing trouble at this point. And
All right.
frankly, you know, trying to throw some shade at Finnegan for picking this.
All right. Let's break out the toolkit and see if we can fix this thing.
That's what we'll do. Battery first.
Yeah.
All right, Chappelle talked me into just doing this dirty. We're gonna throw a battery in it and turn the key and find out if it cranks.
This guy said it cranked right over.
Oh, wow, that's rusty.
I never got that brake master open.
You don't need brakes if it doesn't start, though.
There's fluid in there.
Okay, Dirtbag Dave, do it. Crank it.
Huh, it's got voltage and things.
Wow, that's gonna turn. That is turning over. All right, I'm gonna go big.
Yeah, why not?
It's gonna run. It wants to.
Yeah.
It's gonna. Let me try starter fluid. It might actually like it better. Here's where we are so far. It cranks over, cranks slowly. I put gas in it and it seems like it wants to do something, but I can't give it any air because the carburetor is stuck shut. We can't get air in it's the problem. There, I cracked those open.
Now we're playing cars. Good job.
Oh, wow, this is crusted. Okay, I've got the throttle bashed open about halfway. So let's give that another shot. See how much faster it's cranking?
Yeah. Oh, come up.
So close, so close. Here it comes. That's running. That wants to run really badly. Well, we've been trying to get this garbage running. We got it cranking. It cranks slowly. I finally got the throttle cracked open a little bit so that it could get some air, because what do you need to make an engine run? Fuel, air, spark, and also really compression and valve timing. And we know we don't have compression.
Yeah.
Valve timing, who knows what the lifters are doing right now. They're probably just barely opening and closing stuff.
Yeah, it kind of cranked and sputtered for a second. It's getting better.
Going to Florida, Dave.
All right. Did you say we're going to Florida or get in there and floor it?
Okay. See? It's got one spark that once in a while hits it. See it? Let me give it the Freiburger touch. It runs, Dave. Give it
good.
some fuel or something. That runs.
It does run. It's like puffing amazing amounts of smoke out of spots that shouldn't be puffing smoke.
Yep. And the battery seems to be dying.
It doesn't seem happy. It's like you can feel in the floorboards that there's some crunch on one of the downstrokes.
Yeah.
Should we crank on this more or leave it, let it sit?
I like aimlessly cranking on it without knowing what I'm doing.
Okay, one more. This is it.
Okay. Ooh, did you hear that?
There's rod knocking going on.
That was bad. Oh yeah, there's badness.
I think there's still a shot at running from this car and just buying another one.
Yeah, could be. The only good news is the guy said he has 55 other cars here on the property, so maybe we could go shopping. Ooh, he has a turbo Trans Am over there that runs and drives.
Oh, you were thinking ahead. I was just like, turbo Trans Am sounds like junk to me.
But it runs and
Yeah,
drives.
it's better than this.
Right here, 1980, Pontiac Trans Am Turbo 4.9. So this is a 1980, which qualifies it for Radwood, by the way. And it is
good.
super rad because
Turbos are rad.
factory turbocharger on a 301 Pontiac V8. Pretty sure this deal is a draw-through, isn't it? It's like a quadrajet.
Dude.
Yeah, look at that. Draw-through turbo situation. These things are just absolutely horrible. I'm gonna have to look up the horsepower specs and all that stuff. I don't even remember. Should we find out if it runs?
Yeah,
Oh, we have T-tops.
that's all we need.
Yep. Wow. Oh, dude. Who needs EFI when you have a quadrajet? That's my new turbo go-to.
So this is what 500 horsepower feels like?
Uh-huh. I had no idea it was this good. I thought we were gonna be working on it.
We'll work on it.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. Let me see if it goes in gear and stuff. It smells like every one of these cars. The seat's not bolted in. That's reverse.
It goes backwards.
Drive.
It's about to go forward, yeah.
Okay, well, technically it's drivable.
Is it pretty good? I mean, it looks good.
Seat's not bolted down.
That's all right.
It's quick release. Here, grab
Yeah.
a seat. Huh.
Is it as simple as just throwing our junk in here and heading to a hotel?
How little do we care? I guess so.
I mean, I understand it's going to like break down on us because it's what it is.
The dash is nice.
Some of these things came with disc rear brakes and some weren't.
Yes.
This one's got discs.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Oh, this is a pace car, dude. It has the Indianapolis sticker on it. See?
Oh, yeah.
I'm down.
All right. Load
her up and go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this thing's gonna be good.
Is it? My seatbelt is secondary to the fact of my
All right.
seat. Maybe we should go to the hardware store and deal with that. Ooh. turbo. All right, the brakes are a little sketch. What if it needs a little ATF? All right, brake check. Sort of. Do I turn left here?
Yeah, go left toward thing. All right.
Ooh, I hear the turbo doing something. It's like a placebo turbo. It's just there to go without actually doing anything.
Yeah.
Right now I know that we got 15 volts. That's pretty good. The tach works.
We're going 27 miles an hour.
That seems to work. We have to drive 600 miles.
Yeah, that's gonna be a job.
Nobody knows how to get rad like you though, so we're good.
Get to Radwood. Whoa! It pops wheelies. It does make turbo noises. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
I guess I understand why people like these
Brake
things.
check.
Yeah.
It came to a stop. Might not have been authoritatively, but it did. Yeah, it makes turbo sounds. Drives.
That was a win?
Yeah, that was not too bad of a test drive.
No.
The seats aren't bolted down. We confirmed that. It runs okay. A lot of exhaust smell in the inside, like a lot. Brakes are not authoritative, but they stop.
I kind of say we bolt the seats down and get seat belts going, and then that way we can peel out tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so.
We just ran into the tractor store and bought a bunch of supplies so we could bolt seats and seat belts in.
This thing is unbelievably bad. This whole rocker skin is not attached. It's not good.
I know every episode starts out with, oh my gosh, this car's garbage. And then at the end of the episode, it's like, who wants it? Because everybody loves it.
Not this time.
Not this time.
No, but we're gonna show up at Amelia Island and we're gonna be rad. Well, we got the seats and seat belts sort of installed onto the patched together horrible floor pan, and the headlights don't work on this thing. So we're gonna try and get out of here, find a hotel, and call it for the night.
Let's roll.
Wow, the dome lights work awesome in
It
this
does
thing.
work well.
I think we need ATF or something. There we go.
Is this peeling out?
No, I think that's the transmission slipping. I hate this car.
I know, I do too.
You know, it runs and drives better than a lot of our garbage.
Oh gosh, this thing's junk. We gotta get this thing to Hollerwood Acres or wherever Derek lives and trade
Oh,
it.
let's go to Derek's and trade this in for something.
Yes.
That's a plan. That is a plan. Okay, we can do this. Last night I came to realize this is not a Good Life Choices episode of Roadkill.
You brought me on for like get the weird crummy car and go have fun with it.
Well, I didn't know either. This thing is like cool from afar, but far from cool.
Transmission slipping hard.
Hard.
It barely got like out of the hotel and into the gas station this morning, so we got to work on it a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's the first thing is I think transwood.
There it is.
Okay. This thing is a turbo 350 automatic transmission, 3-speed, and the shifter kind of doesn't really want to be in gear. I'm hoping it's just low on fluid.
All right, I'll get the funnel and the juice.
Hey, guess what, Dave?
It's got a bunch of fluid in it.
Yes, and it's brand new.
Ha! This thing's
Not good.
great.
Yeah. You are supposed to check with it running, so the pump will pull it down.
Yeah,
but look
but
how
not-
nice and pink and good it is.
Yeah, super junk, super junk. God, I love it.
Oh, now it's empty. That's why you got to test it when it's running.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. This is oil, Dave.
Oh, yeah. That'll be fine. It's in the blue bottle. How's it working?
I just figure for it to not move at all, it's got to be pretty low.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna run it through the gears. Ooh, that seemed like it went in gear better. The transmission was pretty low, and it seems to go into gear a little bit harder now. Maybe we solved that problem. We've never checked any of the other fluids. This is the first time we've really laid eyes on anything mechanically on this, other than the bolting the seats in last night.
We have coolant in the transmission, and we got oil in the radiator. We're good to go.
Finger clear?
Yeah. This thing's gonna be good now.
I love it now.
All right, see if it'll burn them now. I'm pretty sure that was all transmission. Let's just go.
That was all transmission. Ooh.
Once we get it rolling, it's just gonna...
That's not good.
The transmission's kind of on its way out.
I think it might be.
Man, we are good at picking bad cars.
That's a real bad. Let's see, what does it do in reverse? Hey, we can get burnouts out of it.
We can. Oh, it's smoking them both. It's pretty good.
That's all you get.
Oh, this thing, it was bad yesterday. We put some fluid in the transmission. I said, hey, do a burnout, and he burned the last little life out of the transmission right here in this parking spot.
Yeah, it has reverse. There is no forward action at all. You can feel it try and go into gear. It like loads.
Yeah.
You can feel it shudder a little bit, but transmission's completely smoked. Actually, it does good burnouts in reverse. It'll do nothing in forward whatsoever.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see if we can find a tow rig to get this thing to a spot where we can work on it.
Yep. We got a plan. It'll get fixed. And here's our secret solution. We borrowed a crew cab ramp truck from a buddy. The Trans Am only has reverse, and so I'm gonna have to back it through the field all the way over to the truck so we can load this thing up.
That's good. Man, this thing's a powerhouse.
Yep. Oh man, this is actually pretty luxurious. Let's make as many miles as we can. Square Truck made it. And we are here, as you probably have noticed, at Vice Grip Gardens.
Gardens, I like it. This is beautiful.
It's not beautiful, but the truck you loaned us is rad.
It's pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
Yep. So you know Derek from Vice Grip Garage and also Roadworthy Rescues on Motor Trend. We're gonna put this thing up on the 4-post lift and rip right into it. The thing that's gonna be horrifying is when we actually see the underside of this car. I wouldn't like spend my own money on this car, but it'll get us to Florida if we change the automatic transmission. So this transmission is toast. We're just gonna R&R it real quick. We're gonna pull this one out, and we got another one that's like a leftover out of a 69 Firebird with a 350. Hopefully it shifts. Our plan is simple. I've got to remove the drive shaft, remove the cross member, drain the fluid, get all the bell housing bolts, get the shifter off the thing, and slip it out, slip the next one in, and go.
All right, things are happening.
All right, let's puke that down a little bit. We're getting close.
Yeah, training's coming out.
Yeah.
Be ready to grab.
Okay.
Make sure the torque converter doesn't chunk out.
I've got it. Wow, the fluid running down the belt from the jack is
It's pretty
epic.
good looking.
Yeah.
All right,
Sorry, Derek.
we will fix this.
That was a bit of a bloodbath, but really not that hard. We got it done. Here's our other old bad Turbo 350 automatic transmission. We have no idea if this transmission works. This thing came off of Facebook Marketplace. Old transmission going in.
Keep going.
The whole shebang needs to roll towards you. Up and hold right there. Let me go up a little hair.
Yeah, last one off and put the ground back on there.
Yep, that feels good.
Okay.
We're good.
That's it. The transmission is bolted to the engine and the car. So we're gonna throw the drive shaft in And oh, look at that.
Nice.
This thing's kind of going back together.
You guys have a legit hot rod now.
We're doing a little side pipe action on it so that we're not just breathing fumes through all the holes in the floorboard. The exhaust is all in. That was quick.
That's it. I just got to hook up this one cooler line, make a headlight work, and we're out of here, if the transmission works.
Man, that bow tie looks good on there. Need to hook a ground back up, and then we at least have 3 headlights that are functioning. We're about to hit the road and fire it up, see if this thing is gonna shift and go forwards and backwards, and we gotta make some miles.
You knew this was going to happen. I started to put ATF in the thing, and it's puking everywhere.
Let's hope that's just a tranny cooler line.
Yep. Is it still leaking? Yes, it is.
It could be the gasket was bad, though, or it pushed the grommet in.
It looks like it's the O-ring on the bottom of the dipstick tube. So we have to undo a bolt on the bell housing that's holding the dipstick tube, pull it out, figure out what's wrong, get it back together.
Try and rotate.
Okay.
Just feel like it's kind of on there.
Yeah.
That's good. This should be the missing unit.
Yep.
It's just, that just seals the dipstick tube against the case. There we go.
The other thing we found out under here is that the Speedo cable adapter was leaking really badly, and I'm just gonna get real ugly and just goop it up. Goop. Going back in.
Coming down. Let's button this up. We got a car show to be at.
So fire it up, we'll let it drink. Try it. See if it'll go in gear. Yeah,
It
forward
moves.
motion. That's good enough for me. All right, that's it.
Where do I send the invoice?
It's moving forward under its own power. Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Anytime.
Yeah.
See you guys.
See ya.
Drive safe.
Sorry about your yard.
No problem.
That might need some adjustment, Dave.
It's slight garbage.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh, it made it there. This is what Pontiacs are made. Oh, wow, this thing moves. All right, it's all right.
He doesn't mind. Oh, it's muddy.
Yeah, it's muddy. Can't really, it's flunky in the front. Oh, boy.
That's what I'm looking for. Ooh, we need to rock with this thing.
Freiburger's been trying to tell me how good he is at this Rockford for years. There we go. And action! Oh, pretty good, pretty good.
All right, I guess we should get out of here before I pay the price.
That was fun. Broke it in nice and easy.
Transmission works. All right, well, that was handy to have Derek, like, right there.
Yeah.
We got to drive the thing 600 miles to Amelia Island.
This thing's gonna be good.
First, it's not shifting.
What's that little hesitation?
The thing fell off the modulator. It's shifting
Okay.
way late.
So that's second, right?
I don't know. Maybe?
Yeah, it has to be. We're going like 50. hell was that?
It was third gear. Yeah, now we're good.
Yeah.
See, we can go dozens of miles like this. They're gonna love us at Radwood.
They are. We're gonna probably get some sort of award. The Don't Come Back award. So we're in Chattanooga. What's the significance of this town?
It's in Tennessee.
Yep. And we're 400 miles away from where we need to be. And we're out of here.
I would feel awful if you didn't have an opportunity to drive this fine piece of equipment.
No, it's okay. You can feel bad.
No, I'd feel terrible if I had to drive it.
You're gonna make me drive this pile?
Yeah.
All right, let's roll. Did you see it just shifted like at a normal?
You had just the right lift, I think, to make it go. And nope.
You might already be in third.
It might be.
I think we're being forced to work on the rig.
Yeah. Basically, it won't shift. It's just revving to the moon. And we know we haven't had the vacuum modulator hooked up, I think. It fell off when I was doing donuts at Derek's house.
It had been to where you could like rev it to like 4,000 and it would slam second gear and then it would slam into third.
Uh-oh. It's not leaking out of a good place, Dave.
It's not just blowing out of the overflow.
Yeah, a dipstick tube would be good. What would be bad?
The side cappy thing?
No, the front, like, seal pump, like,
Oh,
falling out of the inspection cover, torque converter kind of failure.
that's a problem.
Yeah,
So front seal's bad or front pump is bad?
all.
All right.
I'm gonna see if we can goop it. Do you wanna just goop it? Problem is, fluid is pouring out of the inspection cover underneath the torque converter, which is bad. And I blame you for putting that back on, because if it wasn't there, then the fluid couldn't be pouring out of it.
It would just be not that problem.
Right.
All right. We're gonna put a bunch of juice in the transmission, try and get to an actual auto parts store. Apparently it's just puking out everywhere underneath.
That's good.
You heard it from him, it's good. I'm just kind of wondering why it would shift yesterday
I know.
and it won't shift today. We should have got the Duralast used transmission, not the didn't last.
That's probably the problem. Out of fluid again, car won't drive, pulling in. Bad news is that the Trans Am ran out of fluid in like a mile and dumped all over the ground, and we didn't make it all the way to the parts store. Good news is that our crew guy Mason did go to the parts store for us and acquired this drain pan and decided that it looked a lot like a sled. And so
Yeah,
he
belly.
just epically face planted on the hill right there.
It was terrible.
And yes, that was the most entertaining part of this episode. I think what we're gonna do is jack it up.
We're gonna hook up the vacuum modulator properly.
This is the wrong type of hose, unfortunately.
That's fine.
Usually you want to run a steel line on these so that they don't suck themselves closed. We don't have the right size line, it's quarter line. There's the modulator, leaking everywhere. Not sure fluid's supposed to come out there. I pulled that modulator out of there, and honestly, it didn't seem like anything was wrong with that situation, and Chappelle checked the vacuum hose on the other end of the modulator, and we think it was hooked up. So unfortunately, it might not be that's our problem. And so I'm gonna end up putting a filter in the thing. There's a possibility that cruddy old transmission that we bought was all clogged up with stuff. So I'm gonna install that new filter and gasket, but first, I'm gonna make a real mess on this parking lot. That's bad. Ooh, that is some serious metal flake.
It's like candy apple red.
Why does it look new? That looks like new shavings, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
because we just broke the transmission.
this is like sludged on the bottom of the pan. That's been there a while. We didn't just do that. That makes me feel better.
Come on. You gotta make sure this thing's like put together really well for when we go have it taken apart and put back together. It has to go like uncomfortably there.
And the regulator. It's pouring fluid in, it might be hitting the ground just as fast.
Oh, wow.
Is it bell housing or pan?
Pan. One of the threads is stripped all the way out.
We can helicoil that in a parking lot if the transmission works.
Yeah, I would say go at least run it up the street and back and see if it'll get into second.
Okay.
This thing's great.
Yeah, there's nothing bad about the Trans Am. Snapped right into gear, but will it shift? No. No.
No.
That's not shifting. Oh, it did.
Shifted.
Well, and by yesterday's standards, this thing drives on the highway,
Yeah.
but all the fluid's gonna fall out of it. We're gonna try and make this thing like 15 minutes away from here. We found a guy who is a Roadkill fan who's local. He's actually a transmission shop guy. He'll fix it. Let's go.
That's our best second gear shift of the day.
It's pretty nice.
Can you get third?
I'm trying. Yes. Hey, let's just go.
Let's just goop every orifice on this thing and go.
Uh-oh. It's, nope, starting to go bad.
Yeah.
I think valve float came before the shift that time.
It did that to me. I was like, I'm not an engine guy.
We made it. We're at Tracy's Transmissions. We're north of Dalton, Georgia, and this thing is pretty much on its
done.
last leg, yeah. He's gonna load it up on the lift and probably do the most of the work.
He said, stay out of my way.
That's okay, that's what I was trying to say.
Later.
Well, we got it out of the car, and like 28 seconds later, Tracy's got this thing all gutted. He's torn the thing all the way down so far. He says there's nothing wrong with the actual guts or clutches or drums or any of that stuff. So he's thinking that it's a stuck valve in the valve body. You know, there's little shuttle valves that go back and forth. And if they get crud in them and varnish and stuff like that, they just don't move. He just took off the valve body, which is like the brain of the whole thing.
The clutches were good, the pump is good, that part's all going back together. There's like a couple little tricks in the valve body and the governor, and then once that's done, it's going in the car and it's just gonna be good enough, I guess.
Unfortunately, we didn't find anything that was actually wrong with it. The best that he could guess is that somebody has put a shift kit in our transmission, and so he cleaned everything up, put it back together with a stock type plate on it, also changed the weights on our governors, and we got a brand new torque converter because ours was all full of all that metal that you saw. So we have a fresh transmission from Tracy, and we're putting it back in the Trans Am now. This will be the last time we put ATF in this thing, in this episode. That's reverse. That's neutral. That was drive with authority. That's better than we've ever had it.
Thanks, Tracy.
See ya. And
Nope, squeal.
nope. Nope.
And,
Nope.
and,
That's not fixed.
is it puking on the ground though?
No, it's gonna make it to Florida.
It's
Yep,
fine.
that's not fixed.
How did
That's
that not do it?
crazy. How does that happen? Shift. That is solidly not fixed. We have 1 day to get 300-ish miles to Amelia Island to put this in a car show and then push it into the ocean.
I don't want to work on it anymore.
I don't either. We called Tracy.
And he was like, bring it on back down.
Yep, he was like, I can't live with myself. I got to figure out what's going on here. And so we messed with it. We just got the transmission back out of the Trans Am.
Yep.
Decided that it was complete junk. But here's the thing. He had a customer who he built this Turbo 350 for like a couple weeks ago, and we ran and picked it up. It is a Chevrolet Turbo 350, the difference being the bell housing bolt pattern, but apparently the bottom 4 bolts don't look
They don't look
at
like
all the same to me. But
tape measures don't lie.
nah. Well, here's what just happened. You saw we were in there, we're trying to figure out how to make the Chevy transmission work on the Pontiac bell housing, and you know that that was not going to happen, and it didn't. And so we've got a plan, and we're going to do it tomorrow morning when it's probably going to be raining. So we're cleaning up, we're going to leave the Trans Am here for the night, and tomorrow, give this another shot. We got out of here when it was like really late last night. Tracy came in super early this morning like a boss, had to tear this thing apart and figure out what went wrong. And it looks like this is the front pump out of our transmission. Looks like someone dropped it or something. So this transmission leaked from the second that we installed it over at Derek's place.
Yep.
And that's gotta be why.
So what did you swap over this morning?
We swapped over another pump and swapped the valve body assembly and the separator plate, as well as the internal linkage. And we also changed the governor gear for the flat side on the gears. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
so we should be ready to ride today.
All right. Hopefully.
Yes, sir.
That's a lot of good catches.
Yeah.
Man, thanks. I didn't expect you to be here that early. I really appreciate it.
It's 8:30 right now, and this
Yeah.
thing's already back together. This is awesome.
Yeah, we do have to button up a couple things here, but it looks like we're going to be on the road earlier than expected.
Sweet. This thing's badass. Awesome.
There's a new trowel, and there's...
Cool.
Drive.
It went forward and backwards.
Yep. Tracy saved the day.
Let's go see if we can get second gear.
Here it comes.
Come on, second. Second. Come on, second.
Come on.
Second.
Anytime now.
Come on, second.
Yes! Oh, thank goodness. Wow, this is really nice and scenic, too. It shifted!
Yay!
Yay! Oh, man. Greatest moment in the history of Roadkill right there. Oh,
Man, the
let's
anxiety
get
was
out
high
of here. And just to restate, we're on our way to Amelia Island and the Radwood 80s Car Show. 120 miles to go. 24 hours ago, we still didn't have a transmission in this piece of garbage. Yesterday, it was like nothing but rain the whole time.
Yeah, but it made miles. That's
It did.
so much better than the 4 days of not making miles before it.
Problem is, it's still rubber pants day for me because the seat is soaked.
All right.
Rubber pant day. Water was like dripping directly like in my lap.
At some point, you have to worry about looking cool, all right?
I feel good about this.
All right, me too.
This is Old Town Savannah, Georgia.
This is cool.
Yep. Oh, look. Rock streets.
Yeah, this is neat.
Oh, wow. The Georgia Queen.
Huh.
We're on the bridge. 80-ish miles to Amelia Island. On Roadkill, we have a rule where you kind of have to take the car on dirt every episode if you can.
Really?
Especially if it's a Trans Am or a Charger or anything that could have been in a 70s or 80s action movie.
There's a pretty good hole over here on the right we should drive through.
Yeah, seems like we probably should.
This part's my favorite. This is my favorite part here.
This could be aggressive. Oh, now we're in gravel.
Ah,
Yeah.
this is good.
Whoa!
Oh, that was my favorite part now.
This road might be a little much for the Trans Am. For the record, we were supposed to be here last night,
Yeah.
but we've just been delayed, as you've seen.
Due to transmissions 2 and 3. This car show better be cool. We drove a long ways.
I've been wanting to see it.
This is it. We are crossing over.
Florida!
We did it. We made it to Florida.
Another milestone. Bam.
I cannot believe this thing is making it. This is good.
Yeah. No, we essentially made it. I'm comfortable declaring a roadkill victory if it were to break down right now.
Yeah, we could walk to the event.
Yeah. Turns out Radwood ends at 1 o'clock. Wow, we got here too late.
We did.
This would have been really cool. That's kind of roadkill normal.
I mean, we got here, right?
We did not get here.
We are here. We are. We're just cruising.
Well, you can't cruise. You can't walk it.
Okay.
We are still getting kicked out of Radwood.
That's right. Okay, in the end, I don't love this particular car and personally don't ever need to own it or work on it again, but I am happy for Roadkill to be able to sell it to somebody else cheap that hopefully will save it because it doesn't deserve to get crushed or just destroyed.
I don't love it. I don't hate it. I don't want to own it. I don't want to be the guy that restores it. I do, however, still want this generation Camaro or Trans Am or Firebird to build a lowrider out of.
Okay?
So I do like these cars. I just don't like this car.
You know, 13 years ago, Roadkill kinda started the whole trend of buying junk cars sight unseen and hitting the road. I guess this episode shows that sometimes you win, and this time we lost. But that doesn't mean that we're done. In fact, maybe someday we'll even get a car to the Radwood show on time. And if we do, you'll see that on a future episode of Roadkill.